As long as you entertain audience, I don't think the sensibilities really matter, because most of these educators started using to their advantage and started increasing the fees, and in the name of coaching or in the name of quality of education. I don't even think he would consider us in his scheme of things, because he's already doing a Hindi film back then. Dhanush sir has huge fan following in the Telugu states post Asuran and Karna. Yeah, it all started with VIP.
Hello, welcome to Cinema Express. நான் Anusha and இன்னைக்கு நம்மளோட இருக்குது filmmaker Venky Atluri. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. So I wanted to start this conversation by asking, like, of late, if you had noticed, there's been a lot of collaborations between Tamil and Telugu industries. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வாரிசு வந்திருக்கு, and then there is Michael. There are a lot of films, right? Either we have a Tamil director and a Telugu actor, or vice versa மாதிரி. And on the list, Vaathi or Sir also comes under that thing, but it's a bilingual, Tamil-Telugu bilingual. So, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு படங்கள் பண்ணும்போது, do you see you have to adapt to the sensibilities of both the industries? Or first of all, do you think that each industry has got a particular sensibility or aesthetics as a filmmaker?
Maybe it just sounds very cliche, but as long as you entertain audience, I don't think the sensibilities really matter, because I have to give you an example of the film Kantara. I'm not really familiar with the culture that was portrayed in the film, but the first 15 minutes got me hooked on to the film. So, and that's one of the one of those films which is based particularly on one particular region and culture, yet it's such a huge success throughout the country. So as long as you tell a story in an entertaining way, in a way as simple as even a kid can understand it, I don't think the sensibilities are going to be an issue. The only one thing, if because it's a bilingual, few things have to be adapted. And since we are touching a subject like education, the system is different for the Telugu states as well, and Tamil Nadu. So those changes have been taken care of. Other than that, the emotion or the scenes or the lines, dialogues, everything, I just kept it to the point.
As you said, Vaathi or Sir, it's about this educational system, right? And so where did the crux all begin? Because you're talking about a system, or about maybe the loopholes or a problem or something of the other sort. So in the crux எங்கேன்னு ஆரம்பிச்சது இந்த வாத்தியோட ஸ்டோரிக்கு?
During the lockdown times, when the schools were shut down, and they slowly were transforming themselves from no classes to online classes. Most of the schools started increasing their fees and all, and they were even charging the students with bus fees when there's no travel. I don't know why they were charging the students with bus fees. That really was a huge issue. I don't know if it happened here or not, but it happened in Hyderabad and a few of the other cities in Andhra Pradesh. There was a huge issue, and the chief ministers were involved. I mean, had to intervene and find the said schools and few colleges. So it all started there. I wanted to do something based on the education system, but I just sat back and thought where it all started. It all started in the 90s, when India was slowly becoming when it was slowly adapting to the global economy, and engineers and doctors, engineering and MBBS started becoming a hotshot professions, and the entrance tests were a necessity, And that one, most of these educators started using to their advantage and started increasing the fees, and in the name of coaching or in the name of quality of education. So it all started with the +1 and +2, and slowly it came down to the primary education. So I just wanted to start from there, where it all started. So that's how it all started.
Great. And when did the idea of doing this in Tamil and Telugu? And the
See,
idea.
initially I just wrote this story for a language, but I wasn't ready for the pitching, because it was during the second wave and not many actors were open for narrations. We had to do it on Zoom calls or over the phone, and the meetings were also they kept on postponing. Then one such day, my producer, Mr. Vamsi, called me up and said, we have an opportunity to narrate the story to Dhanush sir. And I said, see, I don't think Dhanush sir is really idle to listen
So
to a
until then
story.
you didn't have.
No, I really didn't have anyone in mind. So I said, see, why would Dhanush sir do? He's already busy, and I don't even think he would consider us in his scheme of things, because he's already doing a Hindi film back then, which hadn't released, and he's doing another Hollywood film. I don't know if it was named Grey Man back then. And a list just goes on. Jagame Tantram was not released back then. So we sitting back in Hyderabad, we just hear stories that he's doing some 8 movies, he is already okayed another 4 films. So when you just count all those things, it just sums up to 12 films. So I was really very skeptical if I would fall in his in his taste of films. So he said, see, nothing to lose, just a narration, just go there, talk, give a narration. It'll be an experience. In the same way, I didn't have anything in mind. I just went, narrated the story, and to my surprise, he liked it. And that's it. He just asked me, when do you want the dates? And that was a very surprising reaction, because I was not, I didn't have a, I was blank. I didn't know how to react. I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, that's how it happened.
If you see in Tamil, there are a lot of films like, say, Mudalvan or Citizen or Onion. All this have a social message, but they're packaged in a very commercial way, so it's presented to a lot of audience. So Vaathi கூட இந்த ஒரு நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி ஒரு societal message, ஒரு social drama மாதிரி இருக்கு. And it is mounted in a commercial aspect. So do you think social messages, when told in such presentable way of commercial packaging, it reaches a lot more audience? Do you think that way?
100%. Why? Because any entertaining, any story told in an entertaining way will just make everyone sit and listen to it. Even if you just talk about our epics, it can be Mahabharata, Ramayana, anything. Why there are so many other stories in Indian mythology, but when we talk about the main stories, the two things that just strike our mind is these two, because they are told in a very entertaining way. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of action. So in the same way, for any story, leave alone a film, any story, when you narrate it in a very entertaining way, it need not be a commercial. When you when you tell a story in an entertaining way, people will tend to like it more, and the reception will be more. And yeah, we have taken care of that thing, trying to narrate in an entertaining way.
And as a filmmaker, generally பார்க்கும்போது, what do you think films have do you think the films have the power to change or bring us change in the society நீங்க நினைக்கிற மாதிரி, or do you think it's just a commentary? Or with Vaathi, what do you try to
see? With Vaathi, I try to establish the point that education should not be made a business, and right for education, and it needs to be uniform to everyone, and it needs to reach everyone. And to your first question, will a film really impact anyone? Frankly, I don't. think so. Not even, maybe hardly a 1%. Or on the theater, once you come out of the theater, you just think and you
You had that rush of
you have that rush, till you kickstart your bike and go eat in a restaurant. That's it, finish. And again, next day morning, you forget everything. But maybe in that 1%, if any one, when any 1% changes, that's enough. That happens very rarely.
So when you rope in a star like Dhanush, advantage it reaches to millions of people. But at the second time, all of them அந்த ஒரு கேரக்டருக்கு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் நிறைய வர மாதிரி இருக்கும் இல்லையா the protagonist. So as a director, how do you make sure that each of your character, because we have a lot of star cast, we have Samudrakan, we have Samyukta, we have a lot of people. So இந்த மாதிரி characters கூட, all the other characters apart from the person who's headlining, அவங்களோட கூட how nuanced or how layered do you think you can write so that you make sure that all of these characters come together to tell a story rather than it's like a one man's
See, I believe in one thing. Action reaction. So your actor or your protagonist will have more value, or the value of a protagonist increases only when the other characters are sketched equally good. Otherwise, these are not the days when we call a one-man show. Everybody has to act. Only when you have a strong negative character, striking that negative character makes the hero even bigger. So in the same way, every other character needs to be sketched or written well. Otherwise, even as big star as Dhanush sir, his character won't be elevated enough. So in that way, let it be Samudragani sir, Samyukta, Ilavarusu sir, Bharati Raja sir, Sai Kumar sir, the Bharani sir. Every character has their importance. Because they are important, Dhanush sir character will be more important, or it'll just elevate all by itself.
நாங்களோட ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ பார்க்கும் போது you admitted that you're not good at acting, you're a bad actor. So அப்போ நீங்க ஒரு டிரெக்டரா வரும்போது, what are the instructions you give to your actors? One, and two, what is the casting process that you follow?
See, casting process, as I said, once we go ahead with the main star cast, adikapram we have to choose according to their the reason why I chose Samudragani sir is Dhanush sir and Samudragani sir already have a bond. Not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera too. So when you get like-minded people into a group or into a film, it will help the film and enhance the product much better way. Because once you have understanding people in a room, productivity will increase.
That symphony sort of will be there.
Yeah.
When you talk about Vaathi, it's a bilingual film, and then you talked about Kantara earlier. Kantara, it was dubbed, if I'm not wrong, and it reached a lot of audience. And so, for Vaathi, you've simultaneously shot in both Tamil and Telugu. So, on the extra 1 inch of taking that effort to do both of this, why did you choose that? Because we see a dubbed film being resonating with a lot of audience. So, on the space எப்படி பார்க்குறீங்க?
See, with Dhanush sir, it is more easy to make a Tamil film and release it in Telugu. But Dhanush sir has huge fan following in the Telugu states post Asuran and Karnataka. Yeah, it all started with VIP, which was released in Telugu as Raghuvar and B-Tech. And after that, it just went to a next level because of Asuran and more for Karnan. So it's just to give that extra, surprise to Telugu audience. Dhanush sir having a Telugu lip will, make them own the film more. it'll just make them own the film more. So that was the reason we shot it in 2 languages.
One takeaway that you have from Vaathi as a filmmaker, the way you see the things or the society, என்னவா இருந்தாலும், what is that one takeaway or one realization you had என்னவா இருக்கும்?
Really can't think of anything. But yeah, the working experience with Dhanush sir. When you work with people like Dhanush sir, who's a technician himself, the value, the respect for technician, not only your not only your what do you call craft, but the other crafts, the respect increases. So I respect the other crafts more. Let it be music, let it be art direction, let it be editing, let it be even production, where people will be on their toes providing you water on a hot day, and when you're hungry, with a small biscuit or a glass of juice or something. I have more dignity of labor now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, and wishing you all the best in your team for Vaathi.